So from the yesterday's session, to continue from the yesterday's exercise, we have taken three tables. One is KNA1, KNA1 from HANA user, click OK. The second one, the text table T005T, from HANA user, and the other table T005U. And click OK. So now here we have three tables. One is the customer table, the other one is the country text table, and the region text table. So in order to get all the details about the customer, we need to join these three tables. So if you go to the quick launch and quickly see the definition of the attribute view is to join master data tables to each other. So let's come back to the attribute view. So this is the scenario pane. In the scenario pane, you have data foundation and semantics. Once we select the data foundation, here we would see HANA user KNA1, T005U. This is on the details pane. Now this is the output pane, and this one is the properties pane. So what is the relationship between KNA1 and T005T? So let's join the country, which is land 1, to land 1. So in order to select the required columns from these three tables, so what are the columns that we require? We require customer ID, we require customer name, we require country ID. So whenever I'm trying to select these columns over here, you see these columns are selected on the output pane. Country ID is over here and the country text is here. Now in order to get country text, if you select the join, and here you see the join type is the referential join. So select the join type instead of referential join, select text join. Now what is a text join? Now text join is a join which gets common values between both the tables. It means that it's an inner join. On top of inner join, it basically restricts language column based on the user session. Now you see here the language column here, the language column. Now this is a text table. In this text table, the language column is SPRAS. This is nothing but the language key. So the language column in the text table, so we have to specify SPRAS when we take the text join. If we don't specify, then it throws the error. So whenever we take a text join, we need to specify the language column as SPRAS. So what's the difference between the text join and an inner join? Inner joins are basically only to get common values between both the tables, and the text join on top of it can restrict descriptions language based on the user session. So if we go to the system, now if I right click on the system, if I go to the top, select the system, right click, click on the properties pane, click on the properties, click on the additional properties, and you see the language column is English. Now because we specified the language column as English, the descriptions for LandX, the descriptions for LandX will be shown in English. So how will system know it has to show land text description as English. Now if you see this join, so based on the text join, based on the language column, it restricts the language column to SPRAS. And to SPRAS, it restricts to user session. So if user is logged in English, dynamically SPRAS will get restricted to English. I'll just show you how this is done. We'll see the output for this. So we require customer ID, customer name, country ID, country name. We require a region ID. This is the region ID and region name. So customer ID and name, country ID and name, and region ID and name. So name is over here. So in order to join a region of KNA1, you can join bland of T005U. Join region of KNA1, REGIO, to bland of T005U. Now if you want to verify these relationships, whether we are doing correct or not, always you can go back to the ECC. Let's log on to the ECC. Double click on the ECC system. Let's provide the username and password. Username is Surya. Password is S capital URYA1234. Click enter. Click continue with the logon. Click continue. In order to access tables on the source system side, let's provide the transaction code S11. Click enter. Provide the database table name KNA1. Click display. Let's go to contents. Click on contents and click execute. So in the similar fashion, let me open the other tables as well. So this is one table, that is KNA1 table. Let me open the other two tables. Create session, S11, enter. Provide the table name T005U, region description table. Click display and click contents. So this is the second table, and let's open the third table. Create session. I'm repeating the same step. S11, transaction code to view tables. Enter T005T and click display and click contents to see the descriptions of country names and click execute. So this is what the table for country text, and this is for region text. Now we have three tables over here. Now let me take one sample record from KNA1 table. Let us take a sample record from KNA1 table. So in here, if you see the second record, the customer ID, which is KUNNR, is 002. The customer name is wet. The country is from DE. This is the ID for country. And 08, we're basically seeing on the second record, 08 is region. Now how will customer know what is 08? Or in that case, it may be DE, CN or SRE, whatever it may be. How will customer know what is DE? In order to get texts for DE, let's go to this table. Let's go to the table T005T. Click back. Now, so DE is basically for land 1. Let's give in DE. And if you're not specifying the language, let's see how many number of records we have. So there are around 29 entries. For one ID, that is DE, for one ID, which is DE, it stores different texts in 29, almost in 29 languages. It basically storing the texts for DE. You see there are 29 entries here. Now for each DE, you have different ID for SPRAS, which is nothing but the language column. Now, if I would like to see DE in English, I basically give an EN. So SPRAS is equal to EN. Click execute. You have one record. So when DE and SPRAS is English, then the Landex is Germany. So now, can I join land1 of KNA1 to land1 of T005T, and can I take text join? If the user is basically logged in English, SPRAS will dynamically restrict to English and it will show the description. So this is what we have done over here. So we have joined land1 of KNA1 to land1 of T005T. In order to give description Germany, we have taken this as a text join. Join type is a text join, and the language column is SPRAS, where it will derive this language from the user session. So in the same way, I'm doing it for region. Region of KNA1 to BLAND of T005U. If I go back to T005U, if I click back, so what is BLAND? Now why I have to join? Now why should I join? Why should I join region of region of KNA1 to BLAND of T005U. Now you see the data element over here. For BLAND, the data element, if you double click on the data element, so domain, so it has, BLAND has the data element regio, and even the domain is nothing but the data type and data length. So basically both the columns have the same information, but only the technical names are different. Both have the same properties. They have same data type, length, they have the same description and same data, only that they have different technical names in two different tables. So in the text table, the region ID is BLAND. In the customer master data table, the region ID is regio. So can I join? So now, can I join regio and BLAND? Yes, I can join. And then what should be the join type? The join type should be text join. So let us take this as a text join, because I'm trying to get descriptions based on the user session. Let's take the language column as SPRAS SPRAS. So this is nothing but the language column. Now there could be possibility that, now I'll just try to show you one more example over here. Now in the region table, which is T005U, when I click on contents, now if I take the region or the BLAND as US, so it's country, so I'll take it as I'll take it as PA. The region is PA. The land, I'm not specifying any land, So I'm not specifying what is this PA and which region which PA is from. And even I'm not specifying the SPRS, SPRAS. Now let's see how many number of entries we have. We have 87 entries. Now if I specify, I would like to see this PA only in English. How many entries we have? 3 entries. Okay. So if I now execute, now you see PA para and even PA is Pennsylvania. So BLAND is same, but the code BA belongs to different countries. Let's say we have Hyderabad in India, and even the same Hyderabad is in Pakistan. But what Hyderabad are we talking about? Are we talking about the Hyderabad in India or the Hyderabad in Pakistan? So even it is necessary, we need to join, we need to specify the region for which country we are referring to. So we need to join land 1 to land 1. So land 1 to land 1. So first we are trying to find what is the country, what is the country ID. In this country, what is the region? And in this region, what language you would like to show a description for BJDI, which is region ID, region name. Let me show you again. Let us go back to T005 view. SPRS English. If I take off English, see how many entries we get? 87 entries. Now if I specify English, 3 entries. We have PA, which is equal to SPRAS, 3. But when you take land 1 as US, how many entries we have? Only 1 entry. So we are specifically referring to Pennsylvania from United States and show the descriptions in English. So this is what a text join does, and these are the other 2 joins. If I execute now, so it shows English, land is US, region is PA, and the description is Pennsylvania. So that is the reason I join land 1 of Kenya 1 to land 1 of T005 view and regio of Kenya 1 to BLAND of T005 view. And then if one join is a text join, the other join also will be a text join. So just remember blindly, whenever you're trying to join an attribute table, whenever we're trying to join an attribute table with a text table, and you'd like to show text based on the user session, then take this as text join. Okay, so we started this class to see what is the definition of an attribute view is to join master data tables. So based on the requirement, I've added the tables in the data foundation. In the details pane, we see the tables. So based on the requirement that is given, we selected the columns, what columns we require from each tables. So whenever you select, these are available in the output. The next step is to identify relationship between these tables. Whenever you join an attribute table with a text table, it's always the text join. So text join is an inner join and gets the descriptions based on the user session. Now once done, click on the semantics. Now once you click on the semantics, now here you would see the output of the data foundation is available in the semantics. We need to have at least one key attribute. We need to have at least one key attribute in the attribute view. If you don't have key attribute, so obviously in the customer attribute view, customer ID would be the key attribute. So based on the requirement, KUNNR, name 1, land 1, landx, regio, BJDI, customer, country, and region. We additionally have to do one more step over here. We need to do something called a descriptive mapping. Now, what is the use of descriptive mapping? The use of descriptive mapping is, now for example, user has a report. Now in here you have the following columns. You have customer ID, KUNNR, you have name 1, you have regio, you have BJDI. Now what we are trying to do is, now when user would like to see or would like to do analysis based on customer, he basically drag and drop, so it basically the entire column will show customer data. And again he need to drag and drop name, so it will show all the names for the customers. Now for example, if 001 is the customer ID, his name is Raju. And Raju basically lives in a region which is HYD. You also need to drag and drop BJDI. BJDI is nothing but description for Hyderabad. Now, is it better to drag and drop 4 columns, or if you try to map name with KUNNR, if you try to map a region BJD with regio, now when the customer drag and drops KUNNR in the second case in the report, now automatically there are options. It will show whether you would like to see only key, whether you would like to see only key and text, or whether you would only like to see text. Now if he is selecting an option only key, it will display 001. If he's selecting key and text, 001 as well as Raju. So in order to get this output, now this is not mandatory, this is optional, but always best practice to do in the backend. You can do something called descriptive mapping or label mapping. So when you do descriptive mapping or label mapping, whenever you drag and drop a key, you have an option to select key and text. So it will show both key and text in the output. So it will make easy for user. In order to achieve that functionality, when you have KUNNR, which is customer ID, and map with name 1, hide the column, land, HY, description Hyderabad, sorry, IN, landx India, region HYD, BJDI, Hyderabad. So now we basically hide the text columns. We're trying to hide the text columns. So someone has sent me a message, the voice is not clear. So everyone having the same issue? Mr. Yugender? Hello, Mr. Yugender. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are we having any issue in the voice?
No issue, sir. I am hearing properly.
Okay. So basically, once you select all this, when you do key and text functionality, now finally what we have to do is click the icon, which is a round color with a checkbox, with the tick icon. Click Save and Validate. Click on Save and Validate, and click on the log. Once you click on the log, here you see the model validation is done, completed successfully. It means that there are no errors. Now in a case, for example, let me not select the key. Let us not select this key and then check. Obviously it will throw an error. So what does the error mention over here? So it clearly will mention, it says no central table found no attribute has been specified as a key. So it says that you need to have at least one key attribute. So that's why we need to select the key. So in the customer, obviously the customer ID will be the key. And also if you try to forget, let us say you have given the text join, but you did not specify the SPRAS language key. I'm not specifying the language key. Let's click on validate and save and activate. Again, there's an error. Let's check what's the error over here. Let's double click on this. Let's see the error. So what does it say again? It clearly says no language column found for the join. So it says no language column found for the join. So whenever you take a text join, it is necessary you need to specify the language column. So you may get these errors when you try to practice. So just see the log and you can know what the error is. So once everything is done, now finally let me save and validate, and let's save and activate. Now once this is done, the view is active. So in order to see the view, let's go to the package ECC July 19, which is the name of the package. And you see here the attribute view. Let me right click on the attribute view and click data preview, and then click on raw data. Click on the raw data. Now based on the requirement, did we achieve what the user has asked? So 002 is wet, DE Germany, 08 is Baden. So let's see what's the 08 in region table. T005 view, come back. So let's give BLAND as 08, and the language, the country is DE, and click execute. So it's nothing but Baden. I'm just trying to compare the data with the source system. So 002 wet, customer ID name, country ID name, and region ID and name. So in this way, we have created the customer attribute view. So let us take one more example here. Let us discuss one more example. So how we created for customers. Let me also create one more attribute view for material. Right click on the package, new, click on the attribute view, give the name AT underscore material. So I'm trying to create the material attribute view. View type is attribute view. Even the subtype is still standard. I'm taking only a standard, and click finish. Now once we finish, now what are the tables which are required for materials? We have a document which is important SAP tables, and even I've prepared a list of important tables that we frequently use on a daily basis. So the material master data in SAP is stored in a table called MARA. Click on the data foundation, click on the plus icon, which is add objects, and enter the table, which is MARA. This is a material master data table. So MARA is available in a schema, which is HANA user. Click OK. So this is a material master data table. And let me click on the plus icon again, and let's give the text table for material, MAKT, from HANA user. So now we have taken two tables. One is MARA, the other one is MAKT. So what am I trying to do over here is So this is what that is been asked. We would like to see, the customer would like to see, what is the material ID, what is the name of the material, and what is the group of the material, what group it belongs to. So in order to get this information, let's go back to HANA Studio. Let's go back to the HANA Studio. So the material ID is MATNR. MATNR is a material ID. Check this. For each material ID, the text is stored in MAKTX, which is the material description. In order to get the material description, let us join MATNR with MATNR. Now already we know when you join an attribute table with a text table, what is the join type? Obviously it would be the text join. Let's select this as a text join. Because we're joining an attribute table with the text table. Language column, let us take this as SPRES, SPRAS. So material ID, material text, MAKTX, and material group, MATKL. MATKL is the material group. So all these are SAP standard tables. So any implementation you go, for participants who are from non-SAP background, any implementation you go, these tables are same in every ECC implementation. So they have the same column names. So the relation between MATNR Mara and MAKT. So we join MATNR to MATNR of MAKT. The description is MAKTX, and this is the material group. So we take this as text join. Finally click on semantics. Semantics is nothing but the output. Specify at least one key attribute. What is the next step? Provide the label mapping. Add tables. First step is add tables. Define relationship between tables. Select the required columns from the tables. Third step. Fourth step. These are the fields that are available in the output. Specify at least one key attribute. And finally, descriptive mapping. Material ID, material text, label mapping, descriptive mapping, hide the description. This is the material group, which is the ID. Click save and activate, save and validate, and save and activate. Click on the icon, activated, completed successfully. So now let's right click on the attribute view, material, and click on data preview. And click raw data. Now you see here the material ID is which from Mara and the material text from MAKT. 38 classification text, 59 filter, 578 sunny. So these are all different materials and material descriptions, and these are material groups. So here we created two attribute views, one for customer, the second one for material. Now let us see the subtypes in the attribute views. What are the different subtypes available in the attribute views? Now let us right click on the package, click on new, click on the attribute view. Let's give a name for this. So let me take a name which is AT underscore time. So we're creating a time based attribute view. Subtype, there are three. One is standard, time, and derived. Now we selected subtype as time. The calendar type Gregorian. There are two calendar types, Gregorian and fiscal year. The granularity is how detailedly you would like to see data is nothing but the granularity. Now let us try to see what we are trying to create now. So basically, if you see, SAP has given the standard timetables. So there are 5 timetables that SAP has already given. All these time tables which are standard are available in the schema. All the tables that are available in the schema Can everyone is able to hear me? Hello? Yeah. So all the timetables. 1 minute, I think it's got disconnected. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So all the timetables are available in the schema underscore sys underscore bi. So underscore sys underscore bi is the standard schema that is provided by SAP. Under the schema, you have different timetables, and these timetables belong to different calendars. You have calendar type as fiscal year, you have calendar type as Gregorian. So there are 5 tables which are provided by SAP which are available in the schema underscore sys underscore bi. So this is under the catalog area. So these are the tables, and this is the schema. Now we create views in the content area. Under the content area, we are creating an attribute view. The subtype, we have taken this as time. So when we take the subtype as time, when we're creating this attribute view, it's asking us whether you would like to take the calendar type as fiscal year or whether you would like to take this as a Gregorian. And once you specify the calendar type, it's also asking us at what level you would like to see data. Whether you would like to do analysis based on day, based on month, based on year, based on week, at what granularity you would like to see data. Whether you would like to see what is my sales in the year of 2014. Along with the display of year, also show me the months. In the year of 2014, for the month of Jan, what is my sales? In the month of Jan, for Jan 15th, what is my sales? So what are we trying to do? We are trying to see the detailedness in data. So when you select the calendar type as granular, when you select the calendar type as Gregorian, when you select the calendar type as Gregorian, and how detailed you would like to see the data is what we are seeing over here. when you're creating a time-based attribute view, it's asking what is the subtype, what is the calendar type, is Gregorian, what granularity you would like to see data, is year, month, week, date. I'll select date, and you see there is a checkbox which is auto create. Now once you check this or uncheck, you can check or uncheck. When you check, it automatically selects the table from sys_bic. So when you check auto create, it automatically selects the table based on the granularity that you select. So based on the granularity that you select, it selects the table from sys_bi. So let us see the tables under sys_bi. Let's go back to the, so let me click finish. So let me click finish when creating the time attribute view. So once you click finish, then you see automatically it selects a table. Click on the data foundation. Now you see the schema underscore sys_bi dot, what is this? M underscore time underscore dimension is the name of the table. And this table is under this schema. So let us go back. Let's go to the catalog, expand the catalog. Let's go to the schema underscore sys_bi, expand the schema, expand the tables. Once you expand the tables, now here you would see, please see what are the tables. So the selected ones are the tables that are provided by SAP. So these are the 5 tables. So these are the 5 tables that are provided by. So these are the 5 tables, which is M underscore time underscore dimension, dimension underscore month, dimension underscore week, dimension underscore year, and the physical underscore calendar. So these are the 5 tables that are provided by SAP as standard tables under the schema sys_bic. So based on the granularity, now you see I selected the granularity as day. And when the auto create option is checked, you see it has bought this table. Please see. So based on the granularity that you select, the tables are selected. Now if you take day and below, like day, minutes, seconds, this table will get selected. If you take month, this table, week, this table, year, this table will get selected. So all these 4 tables are for Gregorian, and this table is for fiscal year. So why do we need time-based attribute view? Now, what is the purpose of time-based attribute view? The purpose of time-based attribute view is, now most of the time, users would like to see data in different dimensions. Like they can ask questions, show me the last 5 years sales revenue. For the last 5 years, get me the best quarter. So we're trying to see data based on year, we're trying to see data based on quarter. Or still you can go from quarter, show me month, or show me the best week. So most of the business users will try to do analysis based on time. So this is where time-based attribute views are necessary. When you try to join these time-based attribute views with the transaction data, you can do different time-based analysis based on the calendar type. You have tables that store Gregorian related data. You can also do analysis based on fiscal year. So all the attribute views that I'm currently creating will be used in the analytic view. All these will be used in the analytic views. Let me click on save and validate, and finally click on save and activate. Now once this is done, let us go back to the content. Let's go to ECC July 19. You can just type in, it will automatically take you to the package. So here we have created 3 attribute views, one for customer, material, and time. So in tomorrow's session, we'll see 2 scenarios. One is what is a derived attribute view, and also we would like to see a complicated example based on financial data. We'll try to create attribute views that belong to finance, which gives details about what is the company code. Each company code is available in what sales organization. Each sales organization has how many distribution channels. This example we'll try to see in tomorrow's session. So in today's session, practically we are trying to see how to create an attribute view of type standard for customers and materials. And also we're trying to create a time-based attribute view. And one more thing, actually all these tables that are provided by SAP are empty. They don't have data initially, but in order to fill data into these tables, SAP has given an option for us. You can fill data into these tables by using an option called generate time data. So generate time data is an option that is available. You can specify from what date or from what year till what year you would like to generate data. For example, my business started in the year of 2000. I'm operating my business and I would like to plan for future years. So I started my business in 2000. So obviously I maintain my time data from 2000 till 2016. Now for example, mine is a startup company. I just started my business in 2014. So it depends on company to company because they don't have to keep all the time data. It's only how and based on what time they would like to do analysis. They would only generate for those specific time period. Now this option basically executes a program in the backend. Now based on the input that you try to give, the time data is generated and populated into these tables. If you want to see where this option is available, you can go to the quick launch. Click on the quick launch. At the quick launch, we see data. Under data, you see generate time data. When you click on generate time data, you can specify what is the calendar, whether it is a Gregorian or a fiscal year. You can specify the calendar and provide the time for 2014 till 2016. What granularity you would like to see. I would like to see granularity based on day. The first day of the week is Sunday, and click generate. Generate time data, completed successfully. If you want to see log for this, double click on this. Generate time data successfully. You can go back to the catalog, expand, go to the schema, sys_bi, go to the timetables, right click on the any table and click open data preview. So already we generated some data, already this is there. On top of it, for whatever selection that you specify there, the data will be available over here. If you want to try this example, right click, you can delete all rows, refresh, the entire data is deleted. If you want to generate again, click generate time data from the quick launch, 14 till 16, granularity based on day, starting of the week from Sunday, click generate. Time data has been generated. If you would like to see data again, right click and open data preview, and here you can see the data. Data is generated for the following years. Now if you have any questions on this, please ask me. So basically, when dealing with time-based attribute views, then creating a time-based attribute views, first we need to select what is the granularity, what is the calendar type. Now based on the requirement, you can take and you can create the attribute view. In order to populate data into these tables, you can use the option in the quick launch, generate time data. If anyone have any questions, please ask me. Just type in the chat box. So you can keep typing the questions in the chat box. So once the session is completed, I will see all the questions and answer your questions. So do we need to generate time data based on Gregorian and fiscal year? Yes. So for different calendars, we have different options. So I will give you a list of T codes that we will use in HANA. So the question is, how many T codes will we use in HANA? So I'll give you the list of T codes that we can use in HANA.